Welcome one and all, Nyanko here, and today I am here to talk about a really cute show that I absolutely adore on Netflix called Aggretsuko. So, if you've never heard of this show before, it's basically about a little red panda who's 25 and working in an office job, and she feels suffocated basically. And the way she vents her anger is she goes to karaoke and does death metal, hence Aggretsuko, because her name is Retsuko. And yeah, basically, I just finished season 5 there, and actually I have to admit, the entire overarching story plot from point 1 to point 5, so good. So yeah, basically, the beginning of the show is you start off with Aggretsuko, and she's 25, she's she's in her office job, and she's got a few friends, but she's kind of lonely, and it's just basically work, home, sleep, eat, repeat. That is her life. And then she ends up starting yoga with two colleagues from work. So you've got Gory, who's a gorilla, and then you've got Sashimi, the bird. I always forget her name. I love her voice actress, Tara Platt, but I can't remember her name ever. But yeah, the pictures and names will be, underneath each other. I've decided it's just easier than trying to remember them and getting them wrong because I'm terrible with that. So yeah, she becomes friends with them, and then they go to karaoke one night after loads of, pestering and badgering. It's like, come out with us after yoga. So they do, and then Aggretsuko comes out, and her two friends see who she really is, and then their friendship starts developing from there, and they start hanging out more, which is really nice. And then her mum as well tries to set her up with, blind dates and arranged marriages because, you're 25 now, dear, you're dashing on, blah, blah, blah. And then you've also got, the storyline in the background about her friends Haida and Feniko, who... Feniko's a bit of a shit stirrer, basically. She is. She really is. She loves drama, and she loves posting things on Instagram, and she likes trolling people and stuff. But I like Feniko. She's kind of nice. She's not a bad person per se, but don't cross her. And then Haida is basically in love with Retsuko and has had an unrequited crush for about 5 years since she joined the company. Or a few years anyways at that point since she joined the company, and Feniko is trying to help him with Aggretsuko, but then Retsuko is constantly getting... So she ends up with this other red panda who her mum sets her up with, and that doesn't work out. She ends up dating this really cool billionaire dude called Tadano, who you meet in season 2 or 3. Can't remember exactly which one because I kind of binged them and they all blur together, so this is kind of just an overview of all of them. She is dating him and is quite serious about him, but then it just doesn't quite work out because they're good friends beforehand. So how Retsuko meets Tadano is through learning to drive. So Aggretsuko decides she wants to get a driving license, and she goes and she's doing the lessons, and Tadano's there, and he's constantly flunking and failing and stuff, and she just thinks he's a bit of a bum in the beginning and doesn't realise he's super billionaire coder who's got his own company until later on when he disappears. But yeah, that's how they kind of fall in love and become friends and stuff, is through that. And then they do go back to being friends after they break up. They just Retsi realises it isn't for her. Now Retsi is Tadano's nickname for her. There's other characters that come into it. So there's Anai, who's the newbie who kind of comes in and he's a bit of an ass and very neurotic and stuff, and is constantly reporting people and things like that. But then he calms down and they all become friends. You've got Hippo Mama, I forget her name. Again, I'll put her name underneath. She's got 3 kids, and she's the workplace gossip, and she ends up becoming good friends with Anai and helping him out and stuff. So yeah, there's more than just Retsuko going on. So there's background, and each season there's a different overarching theme. One of the themes is Retsuko becomes an idol through her death metal voice. I think that's season 4. Yeah, that's season 4. And she makes friends with the girls, and how she ends up becoming an idol is quite funny, is because after she's learned to drive, she's renting a car and she backs into someone, and it's this shady looking leopard dude, and he ends up being the manager for the for the the girl band, and he has like she ends up helping pay off her debt to him through doing accounting work for the band, and then they find out about her death metal voice, and then they put her into the band, and then she ends up getting stalked and attacked by like a creepy stalker dude. That season's pretty fun. You know, and there's loads of other things like that going on. So you've got like background stuff with like Corey and Sashimi. Yeah, I think it's Sashimi. So like they'll have falling outs, and that'll be one of the storylines. And then one of them is like, so one of them is, I think Gory's in marketing, and Sashimi is like the personal assistant of the director of the company they work for. So when they fall out, it's kind of fun. And then you watch one of the seasons where they end up, there's an issue with like their CEO, and he gets sick, and then another guy comes in, and then the boss actually what's his name, the pig dude, I put his name underneath him here. He is really hard on all of them, absolutely like trounces like Retsuko's work, and is always horrible to everybody in the accounting department because Aggretsuko's in accounting, and Retsuko absolutely hates him, and a lot of her death metal is about him. And then like you get more into his backstory, and you get more out of him, and he actually becomes quite a decent character, like a gruff teddy bear basically. And he ends up like helping out Retsuko, and this last season that I just watched is about politics, which is quite good. I'm not going to spoil anything for season 5 if you haven't seen it, because again it's just come out there the other day and I binged it, but I'll be a bit more spoilery with the older seasons, just because if you haven't seen it at this point, you should go and watch it now. I'm not going to spoil all the plot points. There's a lot of stuff that goes on in the background that I haven't talked about, and I do that in a lot of my reviews. Like I'll talk about certain points that like pique my interest, but I don't go into like every single plot point throughout the entire storyline, because then when you watch it you could be like, oh, she didn't mention that, or oh, this is quite interesting, you know. So yeah, I really like Aggretsuko. I love red pandas. Pandas in general are my favourites. So like normal pandas, red pandas, they're all adorable. I love them so much. Give them to me. And I really like how like the entire world is just like little anthropomorphic animals, and they're so cute. So like I said, you've got like Fenneco, who's like a little fox character, you've got Haida, who's a hyena, you've got Retsuko, who's a red panda, you've got, like I said, Gory, who's a gorilla, you've got Hippo, you know, everybody's got a different character. And yeah, it's really good. I highly recommend it. It's funny, it's heartfelt, it hits you where it hurts a lot of the time, because you can relate to the characters quite a bit, especially once you've started working and stuff. There's a storyline there in season 5 that really hits home about like unemployment and getting back on your feet and stuff like that when you hit a hard time. That's all I'm going to say about season 5, other than politics and getting back on your feet. There you go watch it. But yeah, it's on Netflix. Each season is about 10 episodes long. Yeah, about 8 to 10 episodes. So the usual Netflix length. If I'm wrong, editing Nyanko will correct me. If I'm right, then editing Nyanko won't correct me. So yeah, it's just so cute. It's just easy to watch as well. So you pop it on, and suddenly several episodes have flown by, and you're going, oh, hang on a minute, what happened there? What is my oh, okay. I tend to like watching stuff like this with dinner, because it's easy enough to follow along, so that when you're eating, you can watch it, and like if you look down to take some food, you don't miss anything too important. But no, it's a really cute small show. I say small, I mean Netflix has commissioned 5 seasons of it, and that's kind of a miracle, because Netflix never usually do more than 2 or 3 series of anything. So obviously it shows it's popular enough to keep commissioning it. I'm using a lot today. So yeah, oh my god, I'm doing it again. Okay, shh. Stop with the Nyanko. Shh. It's great. You can like watch it in a season a day if you wanted to stretch it out more, a couple of episodes here, a couple of episodes there. It's not so complicated that you would get too lost in it. I did it again. It's cute, it's funny, it's heartfelt. Pretty much I think everybody can relate to at least one character within the entire series. really, really well. I can relate to Aggretsuko because I can be quite people pleasing and I can struggle to say no to things. So I do understand. I can really, you know, relate to Aggretsuko. And one of my favorite things to do to like vent anger when I get like frustrated about things is to actually sing karaoke in the car. I'll plug in my music, I'll blast it up, and I'll sing along to my tunes as I'm driving. So yeah, I could really, you know, relate to Aggretsuko big time. Slap me. Someone in the comments just put slap every time you hear me say in this video. I have to stop. Yeah, so definitely go give it a go. Super cute, super relatable, easy to watch, has something for everybody in my mind. Could be wrong. If I'm wrong, tell me down below if you didn't like it. Each season has a different, like I said, each season has a different theme, and they always wrap up the theme by the end of the season. Characters then will come over into the next season from the previous season, which is quite nice. There's like a wide range of characters that everyone can enjoy. Yeah, Aggretsuko, Netflix, check it out if you haven't. But yeah, other than that, my kittens, just a small one there today. I am going to give you all of my love, and yeah, I'm going to see you in the next one. Don't forget to eat something, drink something, and no forgetting medications if you're on any. Love you all, my dears. Bye!